imagine you're standing in front of a 55-inch screen like the fellow on the left, right there, and you put your hand on the target that is on the left when it starts getting bigger and smaller. Once it senses your hands there, it's going to turn the one on to the right, and you have to move over and touch it. So what's going to happen here, we'll pull up a patient so that we can show you some data at the end, but the computer is going to create a stimulus, you're going to put your hand on it, and then you're going to move over and touch the other stimulus. And it's only going to look at the time it takes for you to raise your finger to begin with, and then the time that it takes to move over and touch the other dot. So the first part, the time before you start to move your hand, is the reaction time. The response time is the total time it took from going from point A to point B. And you can see those broken out there in that upper left corner. And then it does nice things for us, like averaging those out and showing us the fastest and the slowest. And, you know, there's a lot of variables to this. And probably the biggest one is how many choices do I have and how many different actions do I have to do? You know, the other part of Hicks' law says that if I have a single task, a single action to do, it's going to have a much faster reaction time than, response time than if we have multiple tasks. So in a test like this, we're only looking at response times, and the soccer ball can pop up anywhere. As soon as it does, the red light can pop up anywhere, and as soon as it does, you ignore that, and you're only going to touch the green dots. So green is go, red is stop. So you have to make a cognitive decision all the time and react to it. So that's a much tougher task. So if you look at the response times, or what's called hit times there, they were 0.8 of a second. And I was doing my best, but on the other ones, we were looking at 0.6, so about 0.2 of a second longer on those responses. The other thing that's kind of neat about this instrument that I wanted to just show the people who are working with balance and center of pressure kinds of measurements is, you know, an athlete just isn't standing still when he's doing this. He's shifting his whole body, and the patient walking down the hallways, balance is important. So here what we're doing is using a force plate to do the same thing. So as that circle on the left starts to flash like that, you'd use the force plate to move that crosshairs over to it, hover on it for a prescribed amount of time. And once you're there, the one on the right would pop up, and then you move over to that.